Anderson
I'm gonna react to how Anderson Paak got the system.
Paak is probably the most likable guy in all of music. It's just tough to hate on someone whose main thing is to genuinely spread love and positivity through music. However, we should recognize that his rise through the ranks of music speaks to an incredible work ethic and the importance of perseverance. What we see today is the culmination of a journey that goes all the way back to Oxnard, California in 1986. Paak's journey in music began back in the early years playing drums for the church. As he says, it was something to just keep himself entertained. But as it turns out, he was really good at it. So good that although he couldn't afford to go to the Music Institute in Hollywood, they'd still keep him around as a music teacher assistant, basically just because he was good at drums. And it was here that he met his eventual wife, so I'm guessing it was worth it for him. He would also have a bunch of other jobs in his adult life, but his career as an artist began in the early 2010s. It was a rough time for Anderson Paak. Although he had welcomed his first son into the world, he was kind of homeless. But with the help of Shafiq Hussein, Paak would get back on his feet, as Paak would basically be his assistant for a while. It was this time that inspired him to start releasing music. And that's not to say he wasn't trying to be an artist beforehand, because he was playing drums for other musicians as well as performing with his own band. But it became more serious once he started releasing projects. More specifically when he released his debut studio album, Venice. Released in October of 2014, Venice took a deeper look as to who Anderson Paak was as an artist. Although, even with that being said, this does kind of feel like an extension of the mixtapes. It is tough to explain what I mean, but it just carries the same energy. And it's probably because he was still a small local artist at the time. It's not as grand as some of his later projects are. That's all I'm saying. This album wasn't anything crazy, not in my opinion, and understandably it didn't make a lot of noise. But really that wasn't a bad thing, considering not everyone has a blow up story overnight, especially when you're independent, and arguably it's part of what makes Anderson Paak the artist that he is today. You know, the ups, the downs of being that local artist. It's this journey that Anderson Paak credits with preparing him for the moment where his music caught the ear of Dr. Dre.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Dr. Dre is legendary in the rap game and music as a whole, really. He rose to fame back in the late 80s alongside NWA. Then he reshaped his career in the 90s when he went to Death Row. And nowadays his legacy lives on through the artists that he has basically been a mentor to. Whether it be Kendrick Lamar or Eminem, his impact is noticeable. Needless to say, when Anderson Paak got the opportunity to work alongside Dre, it was a huge deal, and luckily for him, he stepped up to the occasion.
I called in to work on Compton, but Ty hit up my manager at the time and was like, yo, we want Anderson to come in and work on Dre's album. I closed my eyes, got on the mic, they put the beat. I was like, all in a day's work, yes, Lord, blah, blah. Opened my eyes, Dre was like, woo!
And in 2015, it opened up the gates for Anderson Paak to break through. Not long after the album,
Did he do the song Game in that song? It's like he did a song with Game.
he was working with everyone in music from Janae Aiko to Mac Miller. 2016 had Paak on Double XL lists, officially signing to Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment, as well as releasing his follow-up album to Venice, Malibu.
Got me hot.
This album obviously had more attention put on it. It was found all over end-year lists, it had Grammy nominations, and as of right now, it's certified gold. And although it technically doesn't matter, he also went on Tiny Desk to perform some of the songs of this album.
Well, that's exactly what the nigga came for.
This is one of the more iconic Tiny Desk performances.
Your heart don't stand a chance. Your knees just on the pace.
And cool enough, he did it alongside his back.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Anderson Paak give me jazz, singer. He gave me jazz, jazz, singer type vibe. You heard comment if y'all agree. Do he give y'all like jazz? Like he do jazz instead of R&B? Let me know, bro.
Band Free Nationals. And the reason why I highlight this band is because this is essentially just people that Pac knew when he was being an assistant. It's just great to see people that were there since the start succeed, especially because this outshines anything that Anderson had done up to that point of his career.
Please believe me.
And it only gets better from here on out, as in 2018 he would once more top his previous work with the release of his third studio album, Oxnard. Named after his hometown, Oxnard was kind of what all the previous projects led up to. It was a big deal as you had all legends across the album, from J. Cole to Pusha T, Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and even on production because you had guys like Ninth Wonder and Q-Tip. It was truly an all-star cast for the record, and as a result, it was his most successful album up to that point.
Winning the head, winning the bag, bubbling.
Critically, it was also well received. The album would gain a couple Grammys, and if I were to end it here, technically, you would get a happy ending. However, it still gets better.
I remember you and me.
Building off of the success of Oxnard, in April of 2019, Paak would release his fourth studio album, Ventura.
Hey, what can we do?
The album was more of an Anderson .Paak experience than Oxnard had been, as he had more freedom to do what he wanted to do sonically. And although the star power wasn't the same as the previous release, it still had some notable names in Andre 3000 and Smokey Robinson.
Yeah, all I need, all of me on my knees, normally harmony.
Just some names to look out for if that's your thing. It also sold over 50,000 first week, which was Paak's most successful opening week. It's a short and concise album, so if you want to go listen to it, I'd recommend it. Now, despite all the success that Anderson .Paak had had up to this point, there is one thing that eludes him, and that's that Anderson .Paak really didn't have any hit songs. There are many artists like Anderson .Paak that never have a hit on the radio. And for most music fans, it really isn't a bad thing if you're not on the charts. However, that isn't the case for Anderson .Paak anymore. Bruno Mars is one of this generation's most successful pop stars, arguably the biggest reason for the throwback aesthetic in pop music over the last decade. And when you pair that with an artist known for being influenced by the sounds of past decades, you get a pretty cool collaborative project in an evening with Silk Sonic. This duo was meant to be, and honestly, based on the chemistry that they have on this project, I would have thought they were like childhood best friends.
Oh, skates up and baby.
They effortlessly flow from one to the other in what ended up being one of the better albums of 2021.
This bitch got me paying over.
And I wouldn't get mad at you if you said the best album of 2021. And of course, the project was insanely successful as well. It had 2 songs reach the top 10, with one of them going all the way up to number 1. So when I really think about it, Anderson .Paak has done everything somebody can do in terms of music. From number 1 records to Grammys to a dedicated fan base, you really can't ask for more if you're Anderson .Paak. And up to this point, this is where this Anderson .Paak story is at. But it's still a great story. It's the journey of a man who faced homelessness multiple times, finding success in the one thing that he loves doing most, and showing people that incredible things can happen when you put effort and work into it. And that's pretty dope. Anyways,
That's the vid, bro. Yeah, bro. Let me know what y'all think, bro. If y'all fans of Anderson .Paak, let me know, bro. Let me know what's your favorite song of his. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. WavyOcho checking out. You are.